I'm Daniel, the past life regressionist, and it's time to begin.
Lift off and the clock has started.
This is Timeless Spirituality. Enjoy each and every time. Hey everyone, welcome back to Timeless Spirituality. I just want to go ahead and thank you to everyone who has reached out to me to inquire about the Expanse method. It's really nice to know that people are excited about something you were part of creating. I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's a really good feeling, and I really believe in this process, and I've seen it help a lot of people so far, and I really, really do truly believe and have faith. Yes, I think you guys will catch on to that one. That this process and this method will really make a difference in the world. So if you haven't reached out to inquire about it yet, that's okay. There's still time. It's not going anywhere. But I would suggest hopping in there sooner rather than later. So for this episode today, it was recorded back in the spring of 2024. This was before the Expanse method. And the approach that I'm going to talk about in this episode, although this was done with one of the prior methods, this is the approach I'm taking now, the fearless approach. So what you hear in today's episode, that's how I'm going at it with the Expanse method. I'm charged up, I got the gloves off, and we are going to battle. You'll understand it when you go through the Expanse method. But go ahead and check out the other episodes that I've released so far about the Expanse method and hear about what it's like to go into battle and how you feel on the other side. So if you want to check it out, go ahead and use the code EXPANSE through my website to book for 10% off. And I believe that is good until the end of December 2025. So if you book before the end of December, just use the code EXPANSE for 10% off. And with all of that said, if you would like to book a regression with me to discover who and where you have been throughout time, you can reach me on Instagram at The Past Life Regressionist, or go ahead and book through my website, thepastliferegressionist.com. And now, it's time to begin. Melissa, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm great. It's so good to be here, Daniel. Thank you so much for having me. I can't believe I'm here.
Oh, I'm happy to have you. It's going to be this is where I always make my stupid jokes at the beginning. And as we were just talking about playgrounds and energetic playgrounds, we'll say it's going to be a seesaw or a
it might be
or a swing set. I don't know. No, well, seesaw is, I was saying like the teeter totter, but I think I will be a seesaw. Anyways, okay.
It's all good.
Just get it all out of my system now. Are you ready for the first question?
Sure. Let's go.
My hands are going up for this one. Melissa, what is your favorite song about time and why?
Okay. So you asked me for one, but I kind of got two. The first one is sitting on the dock of the bay. I'll be sitting to the... that one. By Otis Redding. Do you know this?
1968.
How do you know? What the world? Are you just that good for real?
Sometimes.
Oh my gosh. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. You were exactly right. January 8th, 1968. Okay. Then my other one. Let's see if you're going to get this one.
Okay. Then I want to talk to you about the Otis Redding one after.
Oh, do you want me to talk about that now?
Yeah, we could do the next one.
Okay.
Hands are still up for everyone. So everyone knows that I'm not typing anything in. That's why the hands go up.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Not just because I'm doing my jazz hands.
Okay. Now this next one, it's a little abstract. Okay. I'm making it about time. I can argue this point if I need to. And the name of the song is Best Part by her and Daniel Caesar.
I've never heard it.
Yes, you have. It goes, hold on. Oh, yeah. You're the coffee that I need in the morning. You're the sunshine in the rain when I'm pouring. Won't you give yourself to me? Give it all. I just want to see. I just want to see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star. You go where I follow, no matter how far. If life were a movie, then you're the best part. That one. You've heard that song?
Mm.
Oh
So
my God.
I'm tearing up a little bit right now.
Oh,
That was great to watch you sing. Thank you for that.
thank
That was amazing.
you.
And we'll
Yeah.
talk a little bit more about that in a bit, but that was
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you, Melissa.
Yeah, that song is one of my new jams of the year. Oh, get it together. Anybody got any
I'm
tips?
trying to compose myself. Yeah. That was wonderful.
Oh,
Thank you for that.
makes my heart overwhelmed, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm coming back. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. That was great.
Oh.
So let's talk about Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
Okay. Yes.
What does that song mean to you?
Oh, man. So I'm going to start with, it actually doesn't start with the words for me with that song. It is the energy of the vibe and just the way that it sounds for me. So it's about the relaxation that this song brings. Yes, if we go into the words, then of course we're talking about sitting on the dock of the bay, just watching the water, which are all things that I love to do whenever I've entered a burnout stage.
Mm-hmm.
This relates very heavily. And it's one of the ways that I rejuvenate whenever I need to, whenever I'm coming out of a big push, busy time. This is how I recharge, is by getting near the water. I actually happen to live in a lake town. So getting near the water, sitting and just watching the waves, it's like there's nothing else that I have to do. I just get to be here. And in that is where my soul gets restored. Yeah, that's why I love that song. Gosh, it's such a vibe. And I was not born in the 60s, but let me tell you, it just feels so good.
The beauty of that song is the timeless component.
Yeah.
I mean, no pun intended there with the branding of the show, but it's one of those songs where you can feel it the year it came out, and I'm sure it will resonate with people 100 years from now. Assuming that there's still boats, which
right.
With human history and all, there probably will be in one form or another,
Right.
but there's no reference to anything modern in it. So he's not sitting there talking about, sitting in the morning sun, playing on Instagram,
Yeah,
or my iPhone. It's just,
yeah.
It came out in 68. I'm sure that would have meant something to someone back in 1768 too. If they were sitting there on the Chesapeake, just watching the ships roll in and watch them roll away again. Oh, it's just.
Yeah, I know. I love that. That's that insight. I didn't even think of it in that way, but that's pretty deep, Daniel. That's pretty deep. I just love how it makes me feel, though. It's just, gosh. And I guess, everybody has these moments with music where.
Sorry, real quick, though. It's not necessarily a happy song.
I know. Because it seems like he's depressed and ain't nothing happening for his life, if you're looking at the words, right? Did I interpret that correctly?
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, I'm not necessarily at that point, but I will say, I think all of us, we get to that place in our lives where it's like, okay, I'm tired of trying to do all the things. Like it's like almost like a moment of surrender. And I find that when I'm in moments of surrender, it's when, for me, pivotal things happen. The shift actually gets to happen because it's like I get out of my own way and I allow for a greater power to intervene. And yeah, it seems depressing, but there's a beauty in the surrender.
I like that. And I agree. I think it's what I'm trying to do my best with in terms of time now is not to view everything in a linear sense. And even those moments where a life may seem lost for all intents and purposes, when you look at it from a higher vantage point, the totality of all, there's something beautiful about that person sitting there on the dock, just
Yes.
watching the ships roll in, regardless of their circumstances, how happy they may be or how sad. It's when you just pull back and look at everything.
Yeah.
There's a beauty to it, but that also doesn't take away from the sadness that that person is feeling in that
Absolutely.
one life.
Yeah. It's just a testament of a very human experience, and that whether it is sad or not, we all go through these periods where it's important to just to be still and be, and even, I mean, like when you think about watching the waves or watching the boats, I totally went to the beach with the song, by the way, but like, um, but when you're watching that, like I find that my biggest downloads happen during that time. Deep stuff comes when you're watching the waves, like the deepest lessons. It's kind of like, it makes me think about parables in the Bible about the ant. It's like, well, whoever wrote that had a quiet time, like a sitting on the dock of the bay moment, where they were just looking at the ground and watching these ants, because these big lessons came from watching the ants. So it's like, who knows what else you would be seeing besides the boats if you're looking out the water, because there's a whole nother world out there. But like, I just get really deep thoughts and deep lessons or wisdom, nuggets, these nuggets of wisdom that come whenever I get quiet like that. It's really a gift, I'm telling you, to be sitting on the dock of the bay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And if you can somehow walk away feeling happy after listening to that song, more power to you. Because I was thinking about the lyrics to the bridge. And I was just
Let's go.
like, is there any redeeming lyrics in the bridge? And I was like, looks like nothing's going to change as everything remains the same. I can't do what 10
right.
people ask me to do. So I guess I'll remain the same.
It's so true. I'm like, I even listened to all of the words. I mean, I've listened to all the words, but like not really like pondered on it. But it's the feel of that song.
Oh, man, I'm sitting here resting my bones. And this loneliness won't leave me alone.
It is pretty depressing, isn't it? Wow. So what do you think that says about me?
You can find the beauty in a field of shit.
Yes.
And I mean that in the nicest way possible.
Because that's about right. That's about right.
It can smell like a pasture of lilies, as opposed to, anyone just, I could get very graphic and vulgar here, but I won't.
I got you.
That was a fun, dissection of that beautifully happy, melancholy song. So thank you for,
You are so welcome. You are so welcome.
that was fun. Thank you, Melissa.
Oh,
So,
man.
you ready for the next question?
Maybe.
What do you believe in?
I definitely believe in the power of love. And I believe that we are all an aspect of that. I believe in the power of our uniqueness. I see all of us as a part of the whole, all of us as a very unique imprint of the whole. So what that means is, the way that you see the world, the way that you are made up, all of that, you yourself are a whole bowl of ingredients of very different things, different measurements of those things that are very different from mine and cannot be duplicated. Cannot be duplicated. Like, and it goes deep and wide and all the things. Like, it cannot be duplicated. And it's not even a matter of like your way of seeing things is right or wrong or righter or wronger than mine, because it's all just a part of the whole. It's a different shade of the one, a different shade of the one color, whatever. But like, it's all a part of the one. And when if that is the all, which I don't even know if that is the all, I believe that even the way that I'm thinking and talking right now, my understanding, my perception is not even a full understanding and could be a very minute part of that understanding. And therefore there's room for growth even in that. But that it's an imprint of the whole. And so that for me helps me to be able to give grace first to myself, love first to myself, to then be able to also give it to others. And I feel like the more that we potentially come into understanding of this, whether it is the all, I don't know, the truth, the full truth, I don't know. But how it resonates with me right now, it feels really good to be in the world when I have this as my foundation. And so the way I would think, because I feel good with this, I want other people to feel good also. And so I would hope that maybe this potential way of understanding would help other people to also fall more in love with themselves so that they can also give that love, give from their overflow, you know.
With that said, who is Melissa?
Oh, who am I? I am one of the whole. And that is true. I am one of the many trillion, gazillion experiences that creator source, the vortex. I'm going to say creator, so I won't go through all the names every time I talk about this, but I refer to the highest source as creator. And so I see myself as a very unique experience of creator. That is who I am. We have had some experiences as a mother, as a wife, as a business person, in relationship as a daughter and an auntie, and, you know, just being in relationship with people. I've experienced fear in this unique blueprint of creator. I've experienced heart open love. I've experienced heartbreak. I'm just a person having an experience, you know, and know what it feels like to feel lack and abundance. All of the dualities, right? That's me. That's me. And I'm creator because I'm a part of creator. So I am creator. And while I'm here, I am learning more of myself, which is also learning more of creator and therefore stepping into that essence. And it also feels really exciting and magical because I feel like the more that I come into a different understanding of who I am, how I function in this, how I can function, get to function in this world, where my magic lies due to so many components that are new to me concerning astrology, numerology, and all the things, and even more things that I have no idea exist. But this is really exciting because it's helping me to really feel like I'm stepping into the creatorship of who innately my soul feels like it is.
What do you feel the difference is between faith and belief?
Mm. Difference between faith and belief. Belief feels like it's a head thing. It's like we use words to agree that a thing will happen. But faith requires a knowing, like a soul, heartfelt thing, is how I see the difference. I think it's just the difference between your head and your heart, or head versus a full body knowing, which faith brings to the table. So I would switch out the word faith for knowing. They are the same to me.
Interesting. I'm going to have to think about that one.
Mm-hmm.
And also, hats off to you, because out of all the episodes I've recorded so far where I've asked that question, it's the most seamless answer that I've heard so far. It's mostly been oh, wow. Melissa just jumps right in there. So here's what I think it is.
Yeah, it's so crazy because I think 2 weeks ago, my mentor asked me a similar question.
Sorry.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I got a chance to get clear about what I actually thought about this. So ever since then, I've been actively practicing the feeling of knowing, truly knowing, which to me, once again, is faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, according to scriptures, holy scriptures. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And so I feel like when I'm taking on a sense of faith, like what is spoken about in the scriptures, the way I interpret that is that these men and women who seem to be really connected with Creator had to have a strong sense of knowing that when they stepped foot into a place that, all of the odds seem to be against them, there had to be a knowing that you are protected. Like there's just this deeper knowing to just move forward and trust. Belief seems surface level to me. Like I can tell you I believe in a thing all day long. And I see this in religion a lot. So I talk about religion a lot. It's how I relate to a lot of things because it's a part of my my background of how I was raised. And it's also been a part of my transitions through different belief systems or expansion of belief systems. But when I would hear the word, people say, I believe in fill in the blank. And then you would watch their lifestyle. The actions a lot of times wouldn't match what they said they believed in. So I think that word it just carries some lingering baggage with it too, based on my own very unique experience, right? How I perceived all the things. But it's very easy to say you believe in a thing, but like when there's true faith involved, I just connect the word faith with like a knowing. And that nobody has to, like your lifestyle, your actions, they all move in a way of a deep trust, a deep knowing. And that to me is like what faith really is. If I had to make a difference, I could argue all day long they're the same too, but I choose to make the distinction. Faith is a much more powerful, I feel like that word resonates differently than the word belief. It's like stronger or something. I don't know. That's what my body's telling me right now.
You quoted scripture there with regards to the definition of faith, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah. So faith is a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, not yet seen.
So when you talked about those who had a very strong faith, what was it? Walking into
I think I might have said dire situations. I don't know. We'll have to rewind it back, but just situations that seemed like the odds were against them.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it requires this knowing that there is something that is going to be there for you, regardless of what the external circumstances may look like. Like you already see a vision of where you're wanting to be. So it's like a knowing, even though it may not have materialized quite yet, but in my head, it already is. It already is that I am protected. It already is that this thing is working out. It already is that part. And that to me connects with a knowing.
So it's a foresight of things working out.
Sure. A foresight, but not necessarily due to the evidence of you already having seen the materialization of it yet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it can come from you having experienced situations where circumstances prove that they worked out. Like, for example, you have a parent. The parent has always shown a pattern of being there for you, showing up, whatever. And so the next time you come into a situation, even if it's brand spanking new and you've never been in this situation before, based on you going, you know what? There was a time when I believe that my parents are going to definitely, show up, be there. And you may not necessarily know how this situation is going to turn out, but based on this knowing, this inner knowing that your parents are going to show up, somehow they're going to show up because their pattern has already shown that before. I think that sometimes can help with the building of one's faith, helping your knowing or your faith to be stronger the next few times. That's what I'm going to say to that.
I think that's a really interesting take on that because I started incorporating faith into that question more recently because I used to look at the difference between belief and knowing.
Yeah.
And I saw those separating apart from faith. So
Mm.
it's interesting then shifting from the difference between believing and knowing to then what's the difference between belief and faith, while not taking into consideration that, what if faith and knowing are the same thing?
Sure.
And I guess my hang up with the similarities of faith and knowing is
Yeah.
a knowing to me feels like something that's very concrete and set in stone.
Mm.
Whereas the example that I've used a couple times for the difference between belief and faith, because I think you talked about, maybe it was, I'm conflating another episode where it was about belief or faith being like a higher octave of belief.
Okay.
If I were to jump off a cliff,
Yeah.
it's almost as if I would do it because I had faith that God would come in and somehow like blow a very strong gust of wind that would gently lower me to the surface. Whereas I don't know for a fact that if I were to jump off the cliff that would happen. But I have such a strong faith in God that I would. Now I'll just be the first one to say I'm not encouraging anyone to go jump off a cliff right now to test their faith.
Right.
If you need to, that's on you. I don't want anyone to sue me after they hear me talking about this. Like, oh, well, Daniel, the past life regressionist, talking about this test of faith. I don't know why I need to step into this whole, like, I'm responsible for everyone's actions. Whatever. Go jump off a cliff then if that's what you want to do. Not you, Melissa. Anyone who's, okay, sorry. Because, that's neither here nor there right now. But that was kind of how I viewed it. And now I'm thinking, would I have to have a knowing to jump off the cliff?
Yes, that's exactly what I was about to say, Daniel. That's exactly it. To me, you raising that question just lets me know that you're not at a knowing about that thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it. You're just not at a knowing or a faith about that particular thing. That's it. Because I wouldn't. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't have a faith or a knowing about that particular thing. Mm-hmm. But I believe that people who do have a knowing about certain things that might be, hookup or hangups, not hookups, but hangups or limited in my mind, doesn't necessarily mean that it's true for others. What I see in my life, the results are a direct reflection of my own creatorship in my own head, my own belief system. That is what it is. So I got some hangups about it. I ain't finna go try it. But if somebody else want to do, that is on them. That is their free will, and I'm not here to teach how to do it.
So I've just been sitting here smiling because as of this point in the episode, I don't know what's going to happen for the rest of it, but at this point, the title is going to be, is faith circumstantial?
These are all good questions. And I love deep philosophy stuff.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So, I just think I get really excited about the different perspectives. Because, I know for myself, I can push a point. It makes sense in my head. I can push a point. But I like to talk with people who also can push a point because it's like it challenges me to decide if I want to keep my point or change it.
Well, it's interesting having a conversation with someone who has no convictions in this arena, me.
Yeah, I get it. That's fine.
Now, does that leave me with a handicap in that respect? I don't know. You see what I did there?
I see.
I don't know. This is I guess I haven't got all my goofiness out of my system. And I have convictions. I just don't know about this one. So that's why I'm exploring it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's pivot now. Let's see what the rest of the episode shall bring us. So, Melissa, why is it that you wanted to have a past life regression?
Ooh. So during that time, I remember being at a place where I felt stuck about some big life decisions and also felt stuck around some beliefs that I was holding on to. And I've noticed that for me, to overcome sometimes when I'm in a stuck place to overcome them, it helps when I dive for more information around maybe where this comes from. And for whatever reason, that helps me to feel like I'm not crazy. when if I find out information that, oh well, you experienced this in your life and therefore it was connected to that, and this is why, then I go, oh okay, so that's why, okay, so now I can do something about it. Or even, trying to figure out if things were, some of my belief systems were connected to potential past lives, which is something new that I had felt introduced to through some books. And her name is not coming to my head.
Dolores Cannon.
Yes, Dolores Cannon. Good night. So Dolores Cannon, I came across her, and I just feel like I've always been really guided along the spiritual path. And so whenever I get little nuggets dropped in my way, whether it's through my phone, listening to me talk to my friends, or just a lot of randomness, somebody will recommend that I listen to a thing. And whether I do it then or later, somehow it ends up coming back at the right time for me when I need an extra push forward. And so this happened to come, the past life regression happened to come during a time when I needed another push forward. I was getting stuck. And this was the answer for me to start digging here. And so I did, got really curious because it was resonating. So I listened to my body a lot about like, when is it time to dive in? And gosh, I'm trying to think. I think I found you on Instagram, Daniel. I don't think you came through a mutual friend. Yeah, I found you. I researched and I found you. You came into my existence, and I appreciated what I saw. And through the ethers, somehow I felt a connection. So through the internet world, and I chose you. I chose you, and to be the person that I would dive into this with. I had tried it with a really small snippet of something with another energy healer that I'm really close with also, but she didn't necessarily specialize in this. So I knew that I wanted my for real experience to be with you.
Well, I'm glad you picked me. Thank you.
Me too.
We'll get more into it, but it was a transformational session for me as well.
Yeah.
And in ways that I don't think you're fully aware of.
I'm if you're gonna share.
I think we'll get there.
Okay, cool beans.
So what came up for you?
Oh man. Yeah. So if you've never done an experience with Daniel before, I will say one of the things, and this is before we get into the woo-woo stuff, because it is woo-woo. But like one of the things that we started out with, that I appreciated him for telling me, was around the expectation of what the experience was going to be like. I am an extremely vivid imaginer. I don't even know if that's a word, but I just made it one. And so whenever I would read about the accounts of other people through books and reviews and all the things, like I would immediately start to create my own movie, my own perception of what they are experiencing. And everything is on 1,000 in my brain. Like I have the best all. And it's almost like a 4D experience because I feel it too. And so I'm having all of these experiences while I'm reading these Dolores Cannon books and stuff. And then when I spoke with Daniel before we even got started, he found out kind of how I got started. And he was like, okay, I just want to let you know, like, favorite what you're thinking. And that really helped because he did not know that I'm talking to y'all like y'all in here. But he did not know that I had also been working on making sure that I was coming into the session letting go of any type of expectations, And I think that was so important to do in order to get the best experience, was to make sure that I let go and just trusted that whatever happened during the session was exactly what was supposed to happen and how it was supposed to happen and all the things. So, that felt amazing. I felt like because I went in with that mindset, I did have an amazing session. And so, gosh, so many things came up for me, things that I really didn't anticipate. And I will say, Daniel, that I am still waiting for the unfolding for some of them. One of them being the vision that I had with the little girl in the woods outside of the church dying. And it was just really random, So who knows if I'll ever have a deeper understanding with that, but it's one of those things where it's like I'm trusting. I don't feel like I have to learn about it, but I just know how my life is. I always get the answers to all the puzzles, and so I'm actually a little bit excited about however that's going to unfold one day. I'll be able to tell another story. But one of the biggest things that came up for me was just seeing how a lot of the men in my life have been a part of my past life experiences, and how those had affected my current life experience. And so those were some of the things that came up, and just having a chance to heal that through the session was everything. And one of the most profound things that happened was around my voice. So before I showed up, I knew that there was something happening with my throat chakras around just me being able to feel comfortable singing. I am a musician, and I've been a musician all of my life and was extremely active in the music world, went to school, taught music, led worship in church, all the things. And then there were big things that happened where I chose to walk away practically from singing and being as active with music, and heavily due to burnout. And also, I could feel that it was time to come back, and I was struggling heavily with like just singing and feeling free and using my voice. And so when Daniel asked what were some things that I wanted to address during the session, that was one of the things I wanted to know what was going on with my voice. And it was so unexpected because you followed your, it's like I'm talking to the audience, but you followed your instinct. And I really appreciated this, like following your own intuition. And he was like, you know what? Let's see if we can get your voice back. And I was not anticipating going into this regression, getting my voice back, releasing the fear and whatever blocks that were there. I was not anticipating that at all. I just wanted answers. And then I would take those answers and go figure it out at home. that was what I was thinking. But Daniel, your heart was just so pure and so willing. And I believe that you had a knowing. Now, obviously, you're the only one who can really say, but to me, that took a knowing. Because when you said, okay, I was like, I felt a knowing. And so to me, when that happens, it's like nothing can stand in the way. Like we just co-created together, because y'all, I came out of that session singing. My voice had come back. And then no lie, the very next day, I had a coaching session. I don't know if I told you this, Daniel, but I had a coaching session with one of my mentors. And he did not know that I had gone through this with you. But he was like, Melissa, you talk about music all the time. I can tell that this is really close to your heart. Like, I think you should just get on Instagram and start sharing. Just do it. And the energy from our session, it literally propelled me into going, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And I did it. The fear was not there. The shame was not there. I actually like what I put out. And now it's like, it's so crazy with the timing. I was sharing this with Daniel a little bit earlier, but like I have had 2 invitations to sing. I'm so appreciative, like, because it's not just about the singing. This is a part of who I am. This is one of the things that Melissa does in this lifetime is I use my voice. And to be able to feel such a freedom around this, it has transcended the sharing my music. It's also been me speaking up for myself in places where I've felt like I was afraid to do before. Speaking boldly, articulating well, and all of that, like it comes back to the whole love piece because like it just I feel in love with myself so much more. So thanks.
Thank you. I mean, I have so much more to say, but I want to start off by saying thank you because I've been sitting here tearing up as you've been talking.
Yeah.
Because, so let me set it up for everyone a little bit in the parts that Melissa doesn't know. We did your session in, I believe it was the fall of 2023.
Sure. Yeah.
2023 was a rough year for me with regards to my practice.
Wow.
What I seem to be encountering a lot more of would be people who I worked with. It was easier for them to blame me than to accept responsibility for their lack or their unwillingness to go for it and let go.
Yeah.
And this is where, I mean, it's interesting. You talk about the knowing and me having a knowing. And I feel like my faith in knowing in my ability to deliver never really left me, but I became this shell because I became so afraid of what may happen because of, there's no one more dangerous than someone who's pissed and not willing to look in the mirror. I'm not sure. You could probably think of a few more things that are more dangerous than that.
I get it.
While talking to you, I think I had a faith in you as well, that you weren't full of shit.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean, there's a lot of people, and I don't, this isn't me bad mouthing anyone I've worked with, but there are a lot of people who come in saying, I'm ready to change. And I think they actually believe it.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're actually ready to do what's necessary and to face their own fear.
Yes.
And I had faith that you meant everything that you said.
Yeah.
And I believed in your ability to go for it and to stare down the fear, because the other component of it too is if you come in and we do address the voice issue, but it doesn't play out or pan out for you, then you may be fully defeated. And I think that there's a fear of what happens if I don't succeed. And that's aside from just me as a practitioner. Yes. I mean, I think that's just you as an individual. Okay, what if I go for it and it doesn't happen?
Yes.
And I did something I've never done before. I remember telling you this too. And again, a lot of this is because of the faith that I had in you and also the faith that I had in myself, where I said to you, Melissa, well, you're getting your voice back today. And if we don't, I'm giving you I think I said I'm giving you another session, right? For free.
You did.
You get a session for free. Like that's we're getting your voice back today. Now, was this stupid and reckless on my part? Yeah, I think very reckless.
Look, it was the guarantee, the best guarantee offer ever. I was like, if he putting this on the table, we're gonna do this.
Right? Like, let's go for it. Like, you got nothing to lose.
Absolutely.
I mean, except for, but will I ever get this back yet if it just doesn't happen? But it was the faith that I had in you that you came in just so honest with your circumstances. And I believed you when you wanted to make a change. So that's why I put out there, okay, we're going the extra mile then. We're getting your voice back.
Yes.
And to see you just belting out during that session.
Yeah.
And I think because you were near like a lake or something like that. Like you were at a friend's house or something like that.
Yeah, I was. I was at a friend's house in her little apartment garage thingamajigger at the lake. I was.
And seeing the window, I think, the windows were open if I remember, because I saw like the curtains blowing.
Uh-huh.
And just seeing you just belting out, I was like, yes.
Yes.
And I was so proud of you. And then to see you singing at the beginning of the session, because there was also that fear I had that even if you delivered that day, that you may listen back to the recording and start judging yourself for whatever reason. Because you're your own worst enemy, right? That's when I sing. That's like I'm gonna notice things that no one notices about myself. I'm like, like stuff that I can't even understand that I'm saying. And I was afraid that was a possibility, that the judgment would come back in. Which again, it's not any indictment on you. It's just that's how people who are creative are. They're their own worst critic.
Yes, we are.
And to see you singing today, and may I add, sounding much better than you did.
Thank you.
I'm
not laying down.
Well, and also you were fully conscious, and okay, that sounds off. Because yes, you are fully conscious during a session, but with a full awareness of what's going on, and it's like when you work out for the first time in a very long time, your muscles hurt because you haven't worked them out. So to hear the way you sounded today, it was just like, wow, she sounds amazing. And that's why I started tearing up, because it was just so wonderful to see you singing that way and just sounding so amazing. And I felt proud of myself as well, if I'm being honest. And I felt good about that. And I don't believe that any act is truly altruistic.
Yeah.
That's something I stand by. Even if your heart's in the right place, I believe on some level, everyone gets something out of every act. So it wasn't a completely altruistic act on my part. There was that part of me that needed to recapture what I felt that I had lost, and throwing caution to the wind and saying, this is something that if this doesn't go the right way, because then it's what am I going to think about myself, or what fear is going to come up? Is this person going to go out there and just trash me and say, well, Daniel said he was going to get my voice back. He made a guarantee. Because I always tell everyone, no guarantees. Right. I never make guarantees. But this time I'm like, screw it. We are getting your voice. That's why I also said, but you'll get a free session if you don't. Because I want you to know this is like a satisfaction guaranteed type of situation. So like there was that fear in me as well of like, wow, am I ever going to want to do this ever? Like, am I ever going to want to do another regression for anyone ever again if this doesn't pan out? And that was just it did, and I'm so glad that it did. It was a much needed win for me as well. So thank you. Just thank you for believing in me and believing in yourself more than anything, because that's the other thing I need everyone right now to hear. I am not a miracle worker. This was all Melissa. I just was reckless enough to say that she was going to get her voice back, but I didn't get her voice back. I didn't. I am not responsible for her getting her voice back. She is. Because when it came to that point in your session where it was time for you to sing, you let it happen. I didn't do it. That was all you. That was you taking that leap and that risk as well. And so that's what I need everyone to understand. I am not going to guarantee that I'm going to heal you, because I'm not a healer. I just facilitate a space for you to heal yourself and for you to find your own power. Now, do I do a good job with that sometimes? Yeah. Yes. Sometimes I do.
Yes, so, you do.
Thank you.
I want to interrupt a little bit, because I'm like, I know that, yes, I had to make the decision to show up, to decide all the things. I get it. That is me. And also, though, I don't want it to take away from the beauty of what it looks like when certain energies come into the playground together and we create something amazing, which I like to call miracles. So, and this was that. A miracle doesn't have to seem like it's so, far-fetched or hard to touch. Like, this is the beauty of alignment, And as you were talking about, some of your other experiences before, whenever there are clients who come in and they have different expectations and all the things, and kind of what potentially transpires and what does transpire from that. it just makes me go, because I have the same experiences as a real estate agent, right? Like sometimes I have somehow attracted clients who end up being mirrors to some aspect of myself. Some aspect of myself. This client is telling me something. And so when I have said yes to this energetic connection, and I feel like I can't necessarily get out professionally the way that I would want to, then I'll find myself switching my mindset to go, okay, well, what are we going to get out of this? How do I get to be a part of this, and at least on my end, give and receive the best that possibly can come from this? Because you and I both know that all situations get to be a learning opportunity, you know? And so I don't know why we got to come into this co-creation together, but I am thankful. And I hope to God that it is the beginning and the continuation of more of that in your life. That this got to be evidence of your highest self all the time, Daniel. All the time. Like that this becomes a new norm for you, you know? Because, yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about attracting people who are more aligned with what you desire. And I had a beautiful experience last year where I started attracting dream clients in my real estate business. And man, what a beautiful new story I got to tell myself. You know, it was proof of this new concept of I don't have to be a part of XYZ experience all the time or ever again. You know, whatever. But like, you know, there's duality all the time, but we also get to figure out how to bring in more of what is, you know, what we want, more of that. And so I see that happening for you because your energy, it was a safe place to be. It was safe, you know, and I'm really sensitive to people's energies. So there are people that I feel like I can really come together with and we create some dynamic things together. And then there's some people like, it's just, we're just not on. And it's okay. We're just not on, you know? But gosh, that just because I'm not on when I'm in energetic connection with those people doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong with me. And I'm saying that to you as well. You know, those experiences that you've had.
Or them, for that matter, too.
Yeah, right. Or for them. Yeah. Right. It's just the energy. It's like, you know, sometimes you put two things together and it's wonderful. And then sometimes it's like, nope, not at all. That's just life. I think it gets to be that basic, honestly. I think that when we try to make it mean extra, then that's when we forget who we are and all the things. So,
well, without trying to assign meaning to it, I think I'm going to address the elephant in the room, which is we both have the best sun sign, which is Taurus. So there's a good energy work in there. So
yeah, absolutely. Yes. So
I'm such a hypocrite talking like this and saying, oh, I'm not going to, but I'm going to do this. Yeah. King Taurus hypocrite right here. I'll wear that crown as a badge of honor.
I know.
I'm not going to guarantee that this is going to happen, but we are getting your voice.
Yes.
No, but with you, I did get. Okay, it's like I said, this is the hypocrisy of episode of hypocrisy, backslash or hyphen or whatever it is. And then is faith. What was it? Is faith? What was it? It was started with a C. I can't remember what.
Circumstantial.
So yeah, it's faith circumstantial.
Yeah.
So okay, I'm not going to put hypocrisy at the head. I'm glad that we could both laugh about this, and that you have a good sense of humor.
Absolutely. I mean, look, Taurus. I love the good, the bad, all the things. I'm learning, anyways.
And I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to work with you and just to meet someone like you, because you're cool. Like, let's call it spade a spade. You're cool, and I'm excited to see where the future takes you, because one of the other things that, you know, you didn't bring up, and I'm just going to put you on the spot right now. Sorry.
Okay.
You grew up in a place, and, you know, still are in a place where it's like you are the outlier in a sense. You are the rebel.
Yes.
And So just to kind of paint the picture,
Yeah.
Melissa lives in Georgia, so which could be considered the South.
Yeah.
So to kind of be into these things and, to be in more of that small town vibe,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of courage
Yeah.
to show up the way that you do, and in a way that I've never had to face myself, because it's like I'm from Los Angeles, in a place that's more accepting of these things. My parents are cool with what I do.
Right.
And I have a very supportive family in that respect. So you're cut from a different cloth.
Yes.
And I have such tremendous respect for that. And I can't wait to see where this all takes you, because it's you, like you said, you came from a very deeply religious background.
Yes.
And to forge your own path and find your way on your own. I think that that's incredible. And it's something that I'll never know what that's like, but I have tremendous respect for it.
Thank you. Daniel, and it makes me wonder, like, I go, you might have already figured that out in a different life. It's the more I dig into my astrology, numerology, human design, I'm going, oh, this is what I'm here for. It makes sense. Like, I was supposed to be a part and learn the coming away and become and love myself through the separation, like learning how to love myself through that. And so I've accepted that this is a part of my journey, and all of those tools that I've been told not to mess with, how we say in Georgia, don't mess with it. All of those tools that I've been told not to mess with, so to speak, they've been so empowering for me, enlightening, and brought me closer to love than I can imagine. Like, and love for myself and other people, like, because I was very judgmental before. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And I'm just going to challenge you on one other thing there that you said about this being your path. Yeah, it may have been your path, but you also are a Taurus. So meaning the Taurus could be very stubborn and rigid and not wanting to make a change because it steps outside of comfort of what's safe. So
absolutely.
You have that too.
Yeah.
So maybe there was a little more to it with regards to you still stepping out and forging this path, even if this was the path that you came into.
Yeah.
You still have that stubborn, stuck energy.
Yeah.
And you separated from it. So I think that says a lot about you. And that's where I think you should give yourself a lot more credit with regards to just being at the whims of the universe.
Gotcha. I received that. I mean, it definitely has not been easy, but I'm learning.
So you ready for the final game of the episode?
Oh, shoot. I don't know. I don't know that I remember. Okay, let's go.
So I call this the Saturn game.
Okay.
In this little baggie right now, I have 4 different periods of time. So as you see, I'm putting my hand in and turning my head away because I'm not looking.
Okay.
I'm pulling my hand out. So you see, I maintain the integrity of the game.
Okay.
I can only imagine how much look right now, like looking away as I pull my hand out again. I made a joke earlier or another episode, how these games have a lot to do with me putting my hands up. Okay, so I've done that 3 times now. So now I'm pulling out this sheet of paper. So Melissa, how have you grown in the past week?
Ooh. This is easy. In the past week. Okay, so this whole episode, you guys have been hearing me talk about this self-love because this is where I am right now. And it's not, let's talk about the self-love thing. So for me, what that looks like is not just loving myself, wanting to be seen whenever things are on the up and up, whenever I'm in my best moments, when success looks like the culture success, when things are feeling good emotionally. But self-love also for me right now is looking like when I recognize the areas in my life that need or get to be upgraded. So, for example, just going through things as a mom with my children, and for this past week has been really difficult finding out their experiences, their emotional experience, trying to hold space for them. That has been difficult because it's brought up triggers for me. Like I'm seeing all of my wounds that are getting activated right now. And there are times when I want to be the disciplinarian versus the one holding space for a child that is hurting right now. And being able to love on myself during this time and not judge myself for feeling how I'm feeling, saying no to things that people are used to me saying yes to, and walking away from that, going, it's okay. They'll figure it out, because all the guilt stuff comes, but I'm loving myself. I'm allowing myself to stand in that. Whenever it feels like there's a tornado, which has been like that this whole week, tornadoes, emotional tornadoes going on around, and still being able to go, you know what, Melissa, you don't know what to do and you're still lovable. It's okay. You don't have to have it all together. Call the help, call the support, call the therapist, call the other people, whoever needs to come in to help. You don't have to know how to do it. And if you say it right, you say it right. If you say it and offend somebody, then you just offended, but we still love you. Like, just continuing to talk to myself in that way has caused such a quick shift in this past week. I can tell I'm more confident because I got through what felt like was really hard as a former people pleaser, a recovering people pleaser. This has been huge for me. So, biggest lessons learned this week. There you go.
That's a jam-packed week of growth.
I'm telling you, when it comes, it comes.
And who would have known? Maintaining the integrity of the game, that's the sheet of paper that I pulled out.
I know.
I have faith the paper gods will speak in these moments.
Absolutely. It's all supposed to work out how it's supposed to work.
So thank you for coming on today, and just thank you. And
yeah.
I could go on, but thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Melissa.
Yes. This has been awesome. Thank you so much.
Where can everyone reach you?
So 2 places. If you are interested in my transition, the things that I'm going through in my life, how I'm processing that, and how I help other people, other women specifically, to birth their highest dreams, get to their biggest things, and need support with transitioning through that, then you can follow me on My Spiritual Midwife on Instagram, My Spiritual Midwife. And and I'm just being really vulnerable there. So I used to post on my Melissa Brown McCall, which is the second place that you can find me. I used to post there, and now I'm trying to move this specific content over to My Spiritual Midwife. So I'd love to see you there. And then if you happen to be in real estate, looking to purchase or buy in Georgia and South Carolina, then you can find me on Melissa Brown McCall on Instagram. And if you're a real estate agent looking for some help in order to help you to upgrade your business, then I help real estate agents with that too.
Fellow time travelers, your journey through time awaits you. Just want to thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. And if you're interested in discovering who, when, and where you have been throughout time, and you'd like to book a session with me, just go ahead and send me a message on Instagram at The Past Life Regressionist, or you can reach me through my website, yourpastliferegressionist.com.